All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Now, I did tell y'all that we wasn't taking no long breaks. I was not doing my 3 week hiatus like I did last time. Um, so we here now. I honestly was not expecting to stream this week, or not this week, but like during the week. During the week, I was gonna save my stuff up for the weekend. We still got to stream games that are coming out for this month of April. So we are now to the new month, but I had to do a live stream. We just going to be talking about Nintendo. Um yeah, a lot a lot of stuff in regards to Nintendo has happened yesterday morning to be exact. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the very ugly. So this is all Nintendo talk. I'm gonna leave everything else out for the weekend. But um, how are y'all doing? Appreciate it for y'all jumping in. If you do not catch the stream, it'll be recorded after I get done with this. So, but yeah, I had to get on here and say my piece about some current events for Nintendo. But we're gonna talk about the good stuff first. We're gonna talk about the games, and we're gonna go into detail on some of them. So I honestly don't know how long the stream is gonna be. But yeah, we're gonna go in depth with some stuff. So, and of course we're gonna get through these prices. So I got tabs ready um for the Switch 2. I got tabs ready for the games, for games coming out for the Switch, from ports, and I got, of course, the prices. Uh, but yeah, let's get into it. Let me take a sip of my kombucha because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Okay, so I'm gonna do this discussion stream, and then we're gonna jump over to these videos and do some breakdowns. So my overall thoughts of the Nintendo Direct. I think this is it. I don't know if they're gonna have any more news coming out or another conference, but this is their second Nintendo Direct, like little mini conference. But this one was like an hour. The last one they did was like 20 something minutes. But they gave us some big news. So we have the Switch coming out in early June. Now, I thought this release was going to be later in the year, but Nintendo threw us for a loop and said, "Yo, we're going to drop this during the summer." I think that's going to be the perfect time to drop it, honestly. I was not expecting them to drop it this early. I thought it was going to be some type of wait, but the marketing for this was kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. Like we had rumors that the Switch 2 was going to come out later in the year for this year. Uh we saw the trailer, what it looked like. We just had no release date, and then now they drop it, hey, we're going to drop it in June. So, I'm like, okay. Uh all right, cool. I'm not mad at it. Um so my overall thoughts of the Nintendo Direct, they was cooking. I'm not gonna lie. They keep it all the way a band. They was cooking. They had some great games. The features on this Nintendo Switch 2 is amazing. Like they're having different ports onto the Switch 2, backwards compatibility. But we're gonna go into all of this during the breakdown. But no, I thought overall it was great. it was great. Nintendo is definitely is up there with the competing since we had the Switch 2. The Switch 2 came out in like 2017, 2018. It's been a while. So the Switch has been competing with the PS4, Xbox, and now they were competing with the PS5, the new version of the Xbox and PC. Now that we got the Switch 2, competition is looking fierce, and that's what we like. Um, but no, the games that they had, I was genuinely surprised. We knew we were gonna get some type of Mario Kart because we saw the trailers before. But some of the games that they had, I was like, yo, this might have to be one. I'm, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Uh, this some of the games on there is making me get a Switch day one, but with these prices, we're gonna have second thoughts. Um, so no, I liked it. I don't think they're gonna come out with any more major stuff. I think they laid out everything when they had this Nintendo Direct. But yeah, let's get into the features. Let's get into the console, and then we'll move over to the games and get more in detail with that. So let me put on my handy dandy headset, and we're gonna talk about this console. All right, we switch over. Okay, let me see if I can turn down the volume a little bit though.
The Nintendo Switch 2 system can adapt to suit your situation, however you like to play. In TV mode, use the dock to play on a bigger screen. In tabletop mode, place your system however you like using the stand, and share a controller with a friend. In handheld mode, play anywhere you go.
Okay, that's nothing new. We've gotten that before, so
These three play modes,
that's
you can enjoy
already going to be a
playing
given.
whenever and wherever you want. All together, anytime, anywhere. Let's take a look at some features of Nintendo Switch 2 and how it's improved from the Nintendo Switch system.
Bigger screen, same
At
thickness.
7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same. With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
And that's super dope.
The screen supports up to 120.
Okay, so this is important. Now, from a console standpoint, we're already playing games at 1080p or higher, or 20. I forgot the next resolution level, but from a handheld standpoint, this is great. I'm not mad at this at all. At 1080p on a handheld, 120 FPS, that's pretty dope. So we're gonna get the best quality of Nintendo games where we can just have it at our handheld, and we're gonna get to the bigger resolutions when we actually put it with the docking station on a bigger TV. But no, 1080p, 120 FPS. That's great for a handheld where you could just pick up and go and play anywhere.
20 frames per second.
Because we've also gotten like I can play on my Switch, my Switch One, and you can easily tell the difference when you play it on the docking station compared to when you taking it on a trip or taking it on a plane ride or on vacation. That resolution drops. Now I'm not the one to nitpick the resolution. I just need to know if the game's good. But times like this, modern day, we need more of a updated resolution, and they're giving us just that.
allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles. The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR.
And supports HDR. That's crazy.
Light and dark areas of the images.
So they really, going back to this resolution, they really are trying to compete with the PS4 level, at least PS4 Pro, and which is good. They needed to catch up with the times, like for real. Like how I said in the beginning, the Switch One was competing with the PS4, Xbox, and now they were competing with the PS5 and the new Xbox. So they really needed to up their graphics.
The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system,
which is dope.
Detach a controller easily by pressing the release button on the back.
Cool. So with the magnetization, that's going to be even more convenient, and instead of like trying to click it down. So that's gonna be dope too. I like how they added that.
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held.
Now you're not gonna see me playing with a Joy-Con controller like that. I'm gonna have a Pro controller.
The right sticks are now larger.
Dope. Okay.
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse, opening up even more ways to play in compatible games.
And that's convenient. I like that, because Metroid is the perfect game for that.
Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls, so you can also play certain games using two mice, like this. By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes.
Dope. This right here. This is big for Nintendo, because we've never had this before. Hey, Nintendo, shout out to y'all for catching up 10 years later with the PlayStation and Xbox. But we finally got it. So no, this is very much needed. If you want to play with friends online, Mario Kart, Smash Bros, Mario Party, playing online, like what's the point of playing online if you can't hear your friends? Like alternatives will be having like a Discord or something, but maybe people don't have Discord, so implement that voice chat. So I'm glad that y'all did that, but we're gonna see how this plays out, because I won't be surprised if people get banned off of this voice chat thing. Like, because I don't know. I know the voice chat, the party chat is going to be crazy in Mario Kart. I already know it's going to be too chaotic, but we're gonna see. But I'm glad they implemented this though, finally.
Microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via game chat.
Dope.
It also uses noise canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly.
Which is supposed to be standard at this point.
Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you. Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand. You can move it freely, like this.
That's good that they did that. I personally don't use the stand. I'm either playing it on the TV or handheld.
There's one on top as well. It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie about this. This is not gonna be used at all. I don't even know why they implemented that. This this looks not good. So I don't know. A USB camera for it. Is this like an additional feature? But yeah, okay, not all. Okay, I think this is sold separately. But yeah, I'm not gonna use this. All I need is the voice chat. That's it. Like I got my headset. I don't need that. I got a separate camera if I want to stream. So
Or charging in tabletop mode. Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage.
that's great.
8 times that of Nintendo Switch.
Super
For
dope.
storing your game downloads.
Super dope. Because in the Switch One, you got to buy that little SD microchip for additional storage. With this, you really don't have to. I mean, you might depending on how many games you want, but yeah, the Switch One was not holding no data. It could not hold no storage at all. So I'm glad that they added, what did it say? 8 times? 8 times the storage, 256 gigabytes. And some of these games can't even hold up or go above this. So
8 times that of Nintendo Switch. For storing your game downloads, save data, and more. Reading and writing data is also faster.
4K
Use the Nintendo
support.
Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution
That's
for compatible games.
great.
HDR is also supported in TV mode.
Bet. Not mad at it. And it's got a fan.
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool.
So they really treating this, they really are, because with the built-in fan, they really treating this like it's one of the big boys, like the PlayStation 4 or like Xbox. Because you're gonna need a fan to dish out this type of power with these games. Because the type of games that we got shown, you're gonna be playing at the best of the best, especially if you have a 4K compatible TV. I mean, you don't have to have it, but um, yeah, like even with the HDR, like that's gonna be important too. So no, I'm glad that they did this too. So they're treating this like an actual, not like a little handheld where you can just pick up and go, but like an actual system plus a handheld.
Performance stable. On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games.
That should be
Physical
standard.
and digital games are supported.
That should be standard. Good. We have backwards compatibility, so all the games that I got on my Switch, I can easily play on this. Smash Bros, Breath of the Wild. I'm playing Persona on my Switch. I can play that. Like that should that should be a standard for Switch. With all the content they got on Switch One, they better have backwards compatibility. So no, but that's the good features. Um, as far as the physical, like external parts of the system. So and the storage was going to be a big, the storage and the resolution was going to be a very big thing for me. Because we need to play more, or if we're gonna have backwards compatibility, we need more storage. Um, and that resolution needs to be on point with the PS4, at least. at least with the PS4. So I'm glad that they are catching up. And I need to check on this battery life too. I completely forgot about that. I don't know why I missed that. So that's it for the overview. So let's get into this next segment. Okay. So Nintendo Switch is going to have GameCube games on the online store. So this is going to be big for me because when I was growing up, I didn't have a GameCube. I missed out on all that stuff. I had a PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. I was playing with the Xbox. Like, so all of these games and I know they're not going to have every GameCube game, but they're going to have like the major one. So this is a great way for me to easily get in the GameCube games where I missed it back in the day. So I'm so glad that they implemented this.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch.
And we got a GameCube controller. Well, you can easily get that though.
Released in 2001.
Now,
here are the titles that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon.
See, I've never played this Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Using a mysterious baton, Link set sail on
So this is like the perfect time for me to get into it.
The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Transcending history and the world.
Soul Calibur. Now I know back in the day this game was huge.
In this 3D weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon. And Link from the Legend of Zelda series.
This game was huge back in the day because the way they did it with Soul Calibur 2 for GameCube, you had Link. For Xbox, I believe you had Spawn. For PlayStation, you had Heihachi from Tekken. So they catered to all systems, which I thought was dope. They need to start doing that.
Enters the fray.
Start that back up again.
Soul Calibur 2.
And the game still look good. F-Zero. I haven't played F-Zero. I haven't played that. I knew who Captain Falcon was off of Smash Bros. I didn't know he had his own game. So yeah, this is dope.
Put it all on the line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online.
And the fact that you can still play these games online is crazy.
Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking.
That's dope.
More titles will be added in the future.
Look at this. Look at all these games. Super Mario Sunshine, Fire Emblem, Pokemon XD, Super Mario Strikers. I don't know what this one is. I wanted this game so bad back in the day. I just never had a GameCube. All these
Nintendo
exclusives.
GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2 exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack launches the same day as the hardware's release. And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released. It can connect wirelessly and also has a C button to quickly access game chat.
That's
Nintendo
crazy.
GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch
So-
Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
That's wild. Okay, so we got an updated Nintendo GameCube controller. Wireless at that. And it's going to be released, available on the My Nintendo store, same day as Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, so he just said that. Bet. Cool, so no, that's a dub too. that's a dub within itself. I grew up on PS2, Xbox. Like I was a Nintendo fan when because I had the Game Boy, like the Game Boy Advance growing up, and I had the Wii, and then I got the Switch. I mean, yeah, then I got the Switch. I didn't have the Wii U. I did have a Nintendo 3DS, but I only had that for like a year, and then I traded it in. I don't know why I did that, but so I really wasn't big on Nintendo like that, but I was a fan and I did respect them. Um, but yeah, this is gonna be a dope way for people who have never even had a GameCube or play any type of GameCube games. When they finally get the Switch 2, they can play those games and get them at the on the online store. So that that was much needed because in the Switch 1, when you go to the digital store, they got those old classic games you can always go back and play. But they didn't add in the GameCube game. So I think what they were doing was saving it for the Switch 2. So no, that's a dub. That's a dub for sure. So next part, we're gonna get into some games. Um, so there were two games that I was very interested in, and these are not gonna be day ones, but these are definitely gonna be games that I'm gonna get when I get the Switch eventually. Uh, one of them is gonna be Mario Kart World. Now we knew that a Mario Kart World or Mario Kart 9 was gonna be coming up soon. We've had Mario Kart 8 ever since, and we had the DLC from like a year or two. Can't believe it's been that long, but it's about time for a new Mario Kart. And they did not disappoint with this game at all. The content is there. We're gonna talk about the prices. We just gonna talk about the good stuff first. We're gonna knock out the good stuff first, and then we're gonna talk about the negatives. But as far as content, they got it. So let's watch this trailer. We're gonna break down some pieces.
Let's go!
And look at all these racers, bro. 24 racers. And these tracks look beautiful. And you can grind on rails and do like little wall rides. Oh, that's dope. Now, this little feature right here, I know it's not important, but I noticed it the first time I watched this trailer. In Mario Kart, they did not Mario Kart 8, they did not have this when you get the big mushroom and you turn into like giant. They only had this in the previous Mario games, but Mario Kart Wii had this. But going back to that the rail. I don't know what made them add this, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at this. You can grind on the rails to give you a boost. And you can do the wall rides to get you a boost. Which is that's crazy. And as you can see, they add in characters at the wazoo. Like they added the cows from Moo Moo Meadows. They was like, yo, just add everybody in this game at this point. I don't care. So you know the character, the roster on this game is going to be crazy. You get 24 characters in a race. I'm not surprised they're gonna have damn near 50 plus characters. I won't be surprised. We might get DLC characters, so who knows? The carts are gonna be super dope. This feature right here, you can go into different things and yeah. Change costumes. And I guess the costumes give you some type of perk. So you saw Mario Kart turn into have a different costume, so that's dope. That's gonna be super dope.
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe.
I like that map.
Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
Another thing, because they had to figure out a way to top Mario Kart 8. We got dynamic weather. I never would have thought to add that in. Like all the races from nighttime, daytime, snow, maybe rainy weather. Will the rain affect how you drive? Will the weather elements affect how you drive? Like that's gonna be super dope because it adds in realism.
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world. In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I don't think I caught that. So during the Grand Prix, we get the regular. Okay, you do the 4 races, compete, get first place. Cool. But there's another feature. Hold on, let me go back.
You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition.
You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. So when you finish the race, you gotta drive to the next course to compete in that second race. And then when that's done, you gotta drive to the next course. That's dope. I'm not mad at that feature.
With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up. Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
That's wild.
There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
Okay. And another thing with Mario Kart, I know we can get 2 items, but are we able to switch those items? So say if I got like a mushroom, say if I got like a shell, but I had the mushroom first. But what if I want to use that shell? Can I switch the items and use that shell instead? And then I can use the mushroom? I hope they do that. I really hope that they do that. But that's just a little thing. I don't know if anybody else was thinking of that.
Can you make it all the way to the finish line? You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam.
Okay, so I'm a little bit.
Going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes. So drive.
Okay, so I'm a little confused on why they did this free roam. So what's the purpose? Like, is this like a Crash team racing type of thing where you do free roam and I don't know. This seems like a campaign type of thing. I wouldn't just be free roaming around the tracks like this. But
Wherever your heart takes you. You can also go for scenic drives with friends. And even take photos together at different locations.
they're gonna have Mario Kart meetups. That's what they're gonna have. I like these costumes too.
A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World! The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. More details about this title will be shared in an
April
upcoming
17th.
Mario Kart World Direct. So be on the lookout for more information in the future.
Okay, so they got another direct coming up. Bet. Okay, so we're not gonna get into that, but yeah, no, the content is there. This is by far going to be the best Mario Kart. I already know what the content that they've had, the stuff that you can do in the races, the racers, how many people you can have on the track. After you get done with a race, you got to drive to the next track and then compete and race again. The dynamic weather, like they've implemented a lot of different things, which is a dub. So the content is definitely there. But will this justify that damn price? We're gonna talk about it. So this video right here, I told you I was gonna go into detail with these games on some of them, not all of them, but some of them. We got a new Donkey Kong game. Now, I know I told y'all it was 2 games that is gonna make me get this Switch: Mario Kart World and this game right here. I love me some Donkey Kong, and we haven't had a Donkey Kong game, like officially a new game, since the Wii U, and that was like what, Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze, and they then ported that to the Switch. It was like a definitive edition or something like that. So the game was really fun, but now we got a 3D Donkey Kong game. So it's kind of like Odyssey, kind of like the Kirby 3D world, but it's Donkey Kong now. So I was genuinely surprised when they pulled this out the bag. So let's get into this. I thought this was like Mario Galaxy 3, to be honest. Now, question. Are y'all messing with this new design? I'm so used to the old, we all are so used to the old Donkey Kong and what he looks like. They changed it up in the Super Mario movie, but they definitely changed it up in the game. Me personally, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Now, I would prefer the older looking Donkey Kong, but I'm not mad at this look. This game looks good. And I love how you can just pick stuff up and destroy stuff. the freaking wrecking ball. Now, I do use Donkey Kong in Smash too, just so y'all know. I ain't the best, but I'm alright. I rock with it. I rock with it. $7.17. So this comes out in July. That's crazy. Now, are we gonna get Diddy Kong? I'm sure we're gonna have multiple new additional characters. But no, from what I saw, I'm rocking with it. I love it. That's gonna be a game that I'm definitely gonna be getting on Switch 2 eventually when I get it. Like I said, it's not gonna be a day two. It's not gonna be a day one. Not going to be a day one. But it is going to be one of the games I will be getting. So I'm on Twitter, and this page or this profile that I follow, B/R Gaming. So they give me all the good news stuff or like current events on what's going on. Oh, and before I get to that, we got a new game called The Dusk Bloods. And this is a From Software exclusive Switch game. From Software, y'all have been cooking. And now that we have a Bloodborne for PlayStation 2, we got Elden Ring. We can play that on all systems, but and then we got an exclusive From Software game. Now, this is giving me Bloodborne type vibes. I know people wanted a Bloodborne 2. But here y'all go. I'm sorry if y'all wanted a 2, but y'all gonna have to get a Switch get to play this. So this will have to be y'all's fix. But from what I've seen, this game looks super dope too. Like I said, this is giving me elements of the Victorian era type of like Bloodborne, but you're like vampires. I don't know the whole story. I just saw the trailer, a little bit of it, but no. From Software, y'all have been cooking, and it said release is currently planned for 2026. We hope you look forward to it. So bet. So let me actually hold up. Let me look at um AAA games Switch 2. All right, so we're getting Cyberpunk 2077. We're getting Hogwarts Legacy. We're getting Split Fiction, Street Fighter 6, Hitman, World of Assassination, Yakuza 0, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, Metroid Prime 4, Elden Ring, Borderlands 4, Hades 2, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Like some of these games, I honestly, oh, and they're coming out with a new Project 007 game, James Bond game. Now, I was honestly a little nervous because they're talking about triple A games like Final Fantasy 7, Cyberpunk, Elden Ring. I didn't know what this console could do. I didn't know how much power this could dish out. But from what we saw, from the features that we got, they got it. Like I said, this is the power of the PS4 Pro, PS4 Pro at this point. So, yeah, you can definitely play games like that. Um, damn, Cyberpunk 2077 on a Switch sounds crazy. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. But hey, if people are all they have is the Switch, this gives them a gateway into other games like Final Fantasy 7. So if you never played that and you got a Switch, easy access. Um, but yeah, hold on, let me go back. Now, the bad stuff. Let's talk about it. And I think y'all know where I'm going with this. Let me take a sip of my drink first before I get into it. Okay, we talked about the good things. Switch 2, love the features, love the power that this is gonna have for the games. I love the backwards compatibility. I love the GameCube games that are going to be ported onto this system on the store. I love all the exclusives. The controller looks dope. One major flaw is these prices. Nintendo, you got me all the way messed up with these prices. Now, let's go down with this list. Now, we do know that the Switch 2 is going to be released in June, and it's going to be priced at the base console. I'm just talking about the base, the console alone. It's going to be priced at $449.99, 450. If you want the bundle with Mario Kart 8, that's going to be 500, 499.99. Now, I'm not surprised at that. I knew it was going to be around that price range. I'm not like I wasn't surprised about that at all. So usually when we get new consoles, it's going to be either in the close to 500. If not, it'll be around the 500 range. So I'm not even, yeah, that's standard at this point. What has me flabbergasted is these prices on these games. Now, if you were to get the base console and you were to purchase a separate game, if you didn't get the bundle, say if you just got the console and you wanted to get Mario Kart World, I don't know why you would do that when you can just get the bundle deal. But I know the pre-orders are gonna sell crazy like that. And we're gonna get to that too. But if you get the base console plus get the individual Mario Kart World, it's at $79.99. $80 for a game. That's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing now in these times, these crazy times, these crazy economic times that we're living in. Games are going up, and we don't have enough money to be spending on no $80 game. Now, the game itself, like I said, Mario Kart World has a lot of content. I can already tell this is going to be the best Mario Kart when it comes out. But that does not justify this being $80 for a game. No, thank you. I'll wait till it's on sale. But scratch that. It might not even be on sale because y'all know how Nintendo does with these prices. They don't switch up and they don't budge. Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8, Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze, um, Kirby, um, Mario Odyssey, all these games are still $59.99. We had these games for 5+ years and they're still $60. There's no sale. Now, Nintendo might have a sale, but that's rare that they have a big sale on stuff. And plus, this is digital copy. We haven't even talked about the physical copy. I heard that was $90. Now listen, I can justify getting above a $70 game if it's like a collector's edition, if it's DLC involved, but y'all are just giving me a base game. I don't like that. Some people can't even afford these games. And I thank God that I'm in a good position to where I can buy a new console, to where I can get a new game. But nowadays, you're going to have to prioritize what you can and can't play. And y'all know the climate of the gaming industry now. We're getting so many games all at once. It's like a overflow of stuff and we can't keep up. So yeah, we'll have the console, but we only gonna have 1 or 2 games on it. If that, we only gonna have one at the most right now. And it has to be with these tariffs. It has to be. Because this is not Nintendo. Y'all are I don't know what y'all thought this was. And as consumers, we gotta stop feeding into this. Now, realistically, I know people are gonna get these games. I know people are gonna get this console. I'm one of them, but I'm not gonna get it day one. But $79, and I was trying to find the prices of different games, but some of it is 70, some of them's 80. It just depends on the game. Like I saw that, and I'm on IGN because they were looking at the prices. So, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, plus Star-Crossed World. Mind you, came out for the Switch 1. This is going to be $79.99. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 edition, $69.99. Super Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 edition, plus the Jamboree TV, $79.99. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 edition, $79.99. These are games that already came out. And y'all are telling me I need to pay $80 for a game that came out for the Switch 1? And this is a definitive edition. Y'all, this is crazy. At least it should have. Okay, so Kirby and the Forgotten Land, since this came out, Kirby Forgotten Land, Super Mario Party, Legend of Zelda should at least be 40 to 50. At least be 40 to 50. There's no freaking way that the edition is higher than the base game when it first came out. That's insane. That's crazy to me. People don't have that type of money. And I feel sorry for the families who have kids who are into games and want to switch. Because if you got 1 or 2 kids and they want to switch, and don't let it be they want a separate switch. Oh man, that's gonna have to be the family switch. Kids are going to have to wait till it's on discount or Christmas time. Now, if you got it like that, cool. Spend away. But I'm so glad I grew up when I did. When I was buying 40, 50, $60 games at the most. These kids, they not gonna be able to play nothing. So, hey, Nintendo, y'all need to do like a I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell them. All I can say is we as consumers need to take a break, or we need to stand up and go against like, yo, these prices. At least like, yo, we can't get anything, and we're not getting anything unless y'all lower these prices. Because if you really think about it, if you have a family and you want these games for your kids, this is a bill. This is a bill within itself. And say if you want a new game every 2-3 months, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80 again. And like I said, with the physical copy, I heard the physical copy is $10 more, so that's $90 if you want the physical copy. We don't have time for that. And I know Rockstar. I know Rockstar is looking at people like, yo, we was planning on dropping GTA 6 for 100. Now, I know people are trying to make the argument for that too, but I know people are going to get that game day one. I'm going to get that game day one. I don't care if it's $99.99. Now, I may be looking like a hypocrite, yes, but no Nintendo game should be costing me no $80. A Rockstar game, I can kind of justify that. Yes, it's expensive, it's overpriced, but I hope they. Now, look, this is all rumors, it's nothing confirmed yet. I hope they don't do that. I hope. Stick with the 70. People are already struggling enough. Stick with the 70, please. But yeah, bro, there's no way. And I saw. Let me see if I can find the price of this controller. Nintendo Switch 2 controller price. All right, let me jump to this. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller is $79.99. You can get a PlayStation 2 controller, a PlayStation 5 controller for $69.99. You know these controllers are expensive. But for a Switch controller, oh, geez Louise, bro. Left and right Joy-Con 2 controllers, $89.99. Joy-Con 2 charging grip, $34.99. The Wii Wheel joy strap, that's cool. I'm not mad at that. Nintendo Switch camera. I already gave you my thoughts on this. Nobody's spending this. Nobody's spending money on this. Screen protector, okay. Where is the GameCube controller at? Awesome. GameCube controller. I don't know if I see it, but I think that was at $80. So, yeah, bro, I don't people are not going to be most people are going to have to wait. Now they're going to get the console and they're going to at least get one game. You know that Mario Kart World Bundle is going to be sold out like this. And good luck good luck to all the people who are trying to get an individual game. People just people just don't have the type of money for this. Now, if you got it, cool. But this is what it's coming down to now. And gaming as a hobby is already an expensive it's already an expensive hobby. But even for like the casual fan, they gotta take this into a bill. It's outrageous. So we're gonna get it. It's got a lot of features to it. It's great, but I can't. I can justify the price on the console. I can't justify the price on these games. Mario Kart World has a lot of content in it. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna be one of the best Mario Karts ever. A lot of people are gonna be playing this game, but I am not spending $80 on a Mario Kart where I can get, and my headphones just went out, where I can get Red Dead Redemption, where I can get GTA 5 on the low. Now I hope when GTA 6 comes out, it's gonna stay 70. Let's let's hope it stays 70. 69.99. Now if you want a deluxe version, if you want the ultimate edition or whatever, if that's 100, so be it. But there's a difference between a Rockstar game and a Nintendo Mario Kart game. So that's their biggest downfall with these prices. Like if we kept it reasonable, I would have no problem whatsoever. But yeah, bro, I don't know. It's these tariffs and everything's gonna get higher. So y'all be prepared. These we had games that was going to 60, which was the typical price for new releases. Cool. We knew what it was. Then it was reaching up to when the PS5 came, when the new generation of consoles came through, up the price by 10, 70. So now we're sticking with that. That's the standard now. We've gotten so used to it. Now raising it up again. Now games are going to be $80, and don't let it be a bad game. Don't let it be a trash game. If I hypothetically speaking, if I were to get an $80 game, I need the game, I need a vinyl, I need the OST, I need a soundtrack, I need a signed signature from the creator of Mario himself to justify that I got this game for $80. But they straight up money gouging with this Legend of Zelda BS. We're getting previous games that are higher than the base game when it came out, just because it's onto the Switch 2. Y'all go get y'all a PC, get y'all Steam, have at it. Steam got discounts, Steam got sales almost every week, literally. Now I'm not struggling by all means. I am in a good position. Thank goodness I can be able to afford the stuff that I want to play. But even with me still being able to buy these type of $80 games, I can't do I can't. I can't justify it. I can't. I can't. So yeah. But overall though, the content is there. The Switch 2 has a lot of good, great features. The camera I can do without. Y'all can miss me with that. But everything else, very, very, very big upgrade from what y'all had from the Switch 1. The games that they got, super dope. Like I said, that Mario Kart World and the Donkey Kong Bonanza is two of the reasons why I want to get a Switch. And I can't wait to eventually, when I get it, to play on my big screen, because that's going to be in the living room. And then when you take it with you, the resolution stays at 1080p, 120 FPS. So I'm rocking with the features, I'm rocking with the content that they're giving us, but a lot of those prices are going to deter a lot of people. So, and especially with these pre-orders, I don't even know how this pre-order stuff is gonna go. I hope Nintendo has been looking at PlayStation on how they did their release, which was awful, god awful, terrible, and that was just a whole mess. I didn't get my PS5 until like a year and a half in. There was no way I could get it. So I hope that Nintendo was paying attention to what PlayStation did wrong and see how they could successfully have pre-order sales up and ready to go for actual consumers, not bots, not scalpers, none of that. We don't need to go through that again. I don't need to wait a year plus for me to actually get the console. Because if that were to happen, then games are going to be backed up. Nobody's going to have the console. We got the games, but we ain't got the console. So, we'll see. We will see. But that is my overall take on the Nintendo Direct. A lot of good things, a lot of great things. Um, but one major negative thing that could potentially affect how these sales are gonna go. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I talked about the external pieces, the software, features, talked about some of the games that are coming out, the ports, the backwards compatibility, the price ranges, and yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Please like, subscribe, share, comment down below if you want to see some more. Let me know if y'all are gonna get this Switch too. Let me know if these prices are outrageous and y'all are not gonna get it until something happens to where these prices go down. Now, realistically, I don't think these prices are going down. But are y'all gonna get it? Are y'all gonna pass on it? Is this gonna be a day one, or are y'all gonna get this later in the later months, like during holiday season? So yeah, just let me know. But that's gonna be it for this stream. I will stream again for the games for April, and we're gonna keep it moving. But yeah, I will see y'all on the next stream. Deuces.